Hello, everybody. Was looking at sprucing up my Washington State collection recently. Realized that a player named Earl Torgerson has a lot of cool cards that I don't have. So I just plugged his name into eBay and I found an exhibit card I wanted. Just happened to be part of a lot of 4 Milwaukee Braves cards, all exhibits cards. And the more I looked at it, the more I wanted it. Wasn't really sure about condition. There wasn't much in the description about condition. So I took a little bit of a chance there. But I got a lot of great value here. So I thought I might just walk you through it. So first off, this was my previous only Earl Torgerson card that I had. And he was born in Snohomish, Washington. And Snohomish, Washington's a pretty small town. And it's a very small town when you consider there's been 2 major leaguers from there. And even more remarkable, they're both named Earl. The first being Earl Averill, Hall of Famer. As shown here on this card, shout out to Reindeer Studios. The other being Earl Torgerson, of course. Now, Earl Averill, this one, there's actually 2 Earl Averills too. This Earl Averill was nicknamed the Earl of Snohomish. And because this Earl Averill was nicknamed the Earl of Snohomish, when the other Earl from Snohomish came along, they gave him the same nickname. So here's what I plugged in. I plugged in Earl Averill exhibits, and I got this beauty. It's in very nice shape. Milwaukee Braves card. Back is clean, front is clean, no major flaws. Just a tiny touch on the corner up there. Presents really well and even came in a nice clean top loader that was sleeved. So really super happy with that one. Next up, this player has a lot of connections to Eddy's baseball autographs, despite not being from Washington State, not being a knuckleball player, none of the normal things that I look for and collect. One thing I do collect is cards that I just think are beautiful. And this player's 52 Bowman is one of the most beautiful cards ever produced. And yes, that's Joe Adcock. There's that 52 Bowman. I'm speechless at this card. I am without speech. So, here's the exhibit of Joe Adcock. Now, a couple other connections. Adcock was the final player or manager to manage a Seattle minor league team. The 1968 Angels were managed by Joe Adcock. And he even has a card/portrait 8x10 called Seattle Popcorn. And you can bet your bippy that I'm eventually looking for that. Furthermore, Joe Adcock was the player that got the hit that scored the winning run in Harvey Haddock's 12 perfect innings game. When Adcock got his hit, it was no longer a perfect game. It was still a no-hitter, I guess, because no one else had got a hit. Runner had got on via an error, and then Aaron was intentionally walked. Adcock hit what would have been a home run, but he passed Aaron on the base paths because Aaron didn't think the ball left the yard. Initially, Adcock was given a single, I believe, and then later the commissioner's office changed it to a double. The ball did leave the park, so he kind of got ripped off on that. By the way, we're only about 5 weeks away from May, which is Harvey Haddock's month here on Eddy's Cardboard Chaos. Next one I'm really, really excited about, if I haven't already been excited about these two. I've only bought probably 20 cards this year that aren't like set fills. And this one was so stunning that I did a complete breakdown on Warren Spawn's cards here on the channel. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and click right up there. Check it out. I thought it turned out pretty good. But this is the 56 that I picked up and showcased in that video. And the whole point of that video was I just noticed that Warren had so many beautiful cards. I just kind of ranked them, and sure enough, yeah, most of them were on sort of the high, the high end of the scale on how you'd rate a card. But I only included Fleer, Topps, and Bowman in that. But this exhibits card is really cool too. It shows the grip, which I love when pitchers show grips on their cards. And this one might have got my whole value back in the lot if I was someone that was interested in reselling, because it is super sharp and it is absolutely a candidate to get the SGC treatment. And I really am excited about that card. I'm excited about all these, obviously. And this particular version is you can get this exact same exhibit with a Milwaukee, or you can get it with the Boston hat that he has there. Exact same card otherwise. From what I can tell, one is not more rare than the other, but that's the one I have, is the Boston. One more. I've always said I don't have enough cards of this player for whatever reason. He's an Ed and an Eddy on every card that's ever been produced of him. Maybe he has an Edward, I don't know. But since I'm an Edward, obviously you figured it out by now. Braves, Hall of Famer, Ed Matthews on the exhibit, Ed. And again, a real sharp. And I just love this very vibrant, big logos, big, cool, kind of menacing look. And for the price of, I was prepared to maybe try to get Torgerson to my door for $10. I got all this for $23.11, I think it was, to my door, taxes, shipped, all that. So really thrilled with that. Let me know how I did. What's your favorite card? I can't pick one, and I'm being totally honest. Even with a goat here, I love them all. So I was really fortunate to get this, and fortunate that you joined me in the showcase here. Until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.